Welcome to the Business Badass Revolution. I'm your host, Pat Honiotes. We're here to talk about doing business from the inside out because being an entrepreneur shouldn't suck. Remember, business badasses are made, not born. Welcome to the show. All right, it is time for Business Badass Revolution. We are back, and I have a character with me this morning.
Oh, Lord.
Not that I don't usually, but you're going to enjoy this one. This is my friend Anna. Would you say your last name, Anna, please?
Sure, Tulbendzhyan.
Yes, it's beautiful. I just know that I would slaughter it, and I would rather not do that. Yeah, Anna and her husband own Twin Yolks. It's not a cafe. I almost said cafe. No. It's a
breakfast and lunch kitchen.
There you go. Breakfast and lunch kitchen. And it's really cool. You know what I like? I like to sit there and watch y'all cooking, right?
Watch Ron cook. I don't like to do any cooking.
Yeah, but you do. I see you.
I know. I have to.
So what I want to do is give folks a taste of other businesses and what it's like to be, involved in them. We all have our own businesses, but it's different. What I do in my business is really different than what you do in yours. And I'm sure when we start talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff, it's going to be even more different. And I think it really helps, even if you're in a different business, I think we can learn from each other to support our own businesses. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it.
I'm excited to be here.
All right. So first of all, tell us a little bit about Twin Yolk.
Twin Yolk is basically a breakfast and lunch place.
Okay.
And it's mostly like a family place. We like to keep it family.
Okay.
So we make all our food from scratch, pretty much everything. And yeah, we've been in business for about 2 years with Twin Yolk. Of course, we've had other... We've been in the restaurant business for, over 20-somewhat years now.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, but Twin Yolk is new. We took a break a little bit and came back to Twin Yolk.
Okay, so why Twin Yolk? Where did that name come from?
Everybody asks that. I swear. So my husband's Persian. You know, Ron, he's Persian.
Yes.
So in Persian, when you do something awesome, they always say, hey, man, you just did a Twin Yolk. I know. To me, I was like, what? What? You Persians are weird. But I always tell him that anyways. So for him, he thinks that's a cool name, Twin Yolk. He did something awesome. So,
it is.
And then people confuse that with we had twins because we had 2 kids since we've been gone. So when we named the restaurant Twin Yolk, they're like, oh, did you guys have twins while you were gone? They're not twins exactly, but they're 2 kids.
All right. That's just that. So why the restaurant business? When I was working my way through school and that, I worked in restaurants a lot. And I will tell you, in fact, my girls, my daughter and my daughter-in-law are both heavily involved in restaurant. As far as I'm concerned, that is the most difficult industry you can be in. But you freaking chose it many times.
Well, I never worked in the restaurant industry. I've never even been in the restaurant industry until I met Ron.
Wow.
He's the restaurant lover. He loves restaurant. But now that I've been with him, we've been working in it for over 20 years. I love it too because I feel like what we do is so much different than others do because we go out to eat a lot and we experience a lot of things. And I was like, no, we're just throwing our money away. Nobody knows how to do anything.
Okay, so what do you do that's different?
What do we do is different. Number one is cleanness. We're clean freaks. The place is spotless anytime you come in.
Right.
Anytime you go somewhere, it's disgusting, most of these places. Or the lights are dimmed where you can't see.
So you don't know any better, right?
Yes, you don't know any better. You figure, it's clean, let's just eat. So that's the major thing. We keep the place spotless with our crew. We try at least.
From my point of view, I think there's an even major big difference. What do you think that might be? You want me just to tell you?
I think it's probably our staff, ourselves, how we are with people, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is the number one reason why I love doing this. And when we first got Twin Yolk, they were saying, get the monitors so people could come in and order on the monitor and go sit down. I said, absolutely not. How am I going to get to know everybody? How am I going to thank everybody for coming in here and supporting us? Like, there's just no way.
Well, and so there's
Yes,
a
I could save a few bucks, but not everything is about money in my eyes.
okay. No, I hear you. I love that. I love that
So,
answer. Um, I know that I know we often. I'm going to tell on myself a little bit here. The first time I walked in, the food sold me, and I was very honest with you. And what I said was, had I known before walking in that you used paper
paper
plates,
plates.
I
Oh
would
my God, that's
never.
such a big thing.
I would never
Never
have walked in the
walked in
door.
here.
It just. But once you taste the food, it
Food,
doesn't
you know,
matter.
you think it doesn't matter. Yeah, I still till this day get complaints about paper plates. People saying, "Oh, why are we eating on paper plates?" Why? But I'm like, this is it for now, guys. Just hang on until we get things straightened out. You guys have to wait with us, because being a small business is not easy.
I'm
I don't
clear.
have thousands of dollars sitting on the side just to,
Oh,
we've
there's not a
already.
big corporation behind you?
I wish.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, ma'am, it's
What's
not.
funny is when I first brought my girls in and they saw the paper plates, they
Like,
went
what? You're eating here? What's wrong with
exactly.
you?
That's exactly what the response was.
Yeah. No, we get
So,
a lot of
what's
those.
your? How do you think about your business? And I'm not talking about strategic planning and all of that, but in your heart of hearts and in your head, what keeps you interested in doing this for 20 years? What's going on in here and in here around the restaurant that
As hard as the restaurant business can be, it's very stressful, very hard sometimes, and you just feel like giving up. But I just love it because I love my people. I love making friends. We've made so many friends throughout those years, and that's what motivates me to keep
okay,
going is
okay,
they become a daily part of your life. If you don't see them for a few days for breakfast, or you're like, oh, what happened? Are they okay? Where'd they go? So that's just, and besides that, I'm bad. I can't work for nobody else. They'll fire me. I need
oh no, that me
what's
too, I get that
that's what
one.
motivates me.
Yeah, and mine does not play well with others, so yeah, I get that, I get that.
So
So what would you say is the biggest challenge for you on a daily or weekly basis when it comes to running your business?
the biggest challenge is when we have, I mean, I don't usually stress, but when we have slow days or slow weeks or stuff like that, is having to figure out how I'm going to pay my people,
Okay,
how I got to
okay,
get them this week. That's the only thing about that whole business that stresses me out every week,
okay.
because I know they have families to feed. They have to take care of their people. And God knows bills don't stop coming.
You got
So,
it. You got it. So, what
so
are some of the things that you tell yourself inside? I'm going to have you bare your soul here and tell all your secrets. What are some things that you say to yourself that keeps you motivated?
I I don't say it honestly. Ron does. Ron always tells me, God's big. He's going to provide. Don't worry. Things are going to come in. Don't stress, because I'll be over there. What are we going to do? It was slow this week. What's going to happen? And he always tells me, don't. And for some reason, I don't know why, but the man's always right. Something always comes through. And
Oh, you know what? We've got that on a recording. We got to send him.
don't send it to him. He doesn't need to watch this.
So
But
we'll mark
something
the time.
always comes through. So.
So you tell him about 7 minutes into the recording, you had to confess that he was always right. He will laugh and laugh.
No, in that part, he's right. But other than that, there's a bunch of other parts where no, ma'am.
Okay, we're not even going to go there. All right. Um, what's I've seen you deal with situations that would have lit me the freak up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell yourself in those times?
Well, I know I myself, I have experiences of before where I used to just blow up and get angry and just lash out at them. But as the years went by, I just learned that, Anna, it's not worth it. You don't like it. You didn't like this. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is what it is. Have a great day. But before I would be like, oh, you deserve to eat shit down the street. Go over there and eat or whatever. I would lash out at them. But throughout the years I learned you can't lower yourself to their standards pretty much.
How did you learn that? What is there anything that happened that you said, "Oh no, not going there"?
I'm not going there. Well, the poor lady, she came with her husband, and they were an elderly couple. And they ordered, and they went and sat down. And it was a busy Saturday. They sat down. Mind you, their food got ready. I took their food, and she said, "No, this is not ours. This is the wrong order." Okay. Came back, double-checked the ticket, double-checked the stuff. Okay, so maybe their order is coming up. I honestly, it was my fault too because I didn't pay attention. So I was like, okay, so I put their food on the side. So mind you, they've been sitting there for like 20, 25 minutes still waiting for their food. So then the lady comes to the register and tells Sadie and says, "Oh, I never got my food." And I'm like, "I just took you your food. It says 15. Your receipt says 15. And you said this is not yours." Come to find out the lady has dementia. She doesn't remember. So she didn't remember what she ordered.
Oh.
But her husband was right there. So the husband was an elderly man too. I guess he didn't realize what she ordered. So they both denied the order, but then they're mad that they didn't receive their order. So that made me realize I need to calm down. Not everybody's, not everybody's mean and not everybody's trying to. So before going off on them, I was like, no. And I just relaxed. I was like, "I'm so sorry. Have a seat. I'm going to remake it for you." Because by that time, the food already got cold. It was just sitting there. And she was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't realize that's what I ordered." So, there's times like this. You just don't know what the other person in front of you is going through. Sometimes they lash at you for the craziest reasons. But it's because maybe they like this lady. That's why I was like, man, the poor lady has dementia. And here I am being a
stinker. You can say stinker and bitch and all of that on this show. We're good.
Just like here I am being so mean, thinking, "What the hell, lady? This is your ticket and you don't want the food."
So you're a heart person is what I'm going to say. You come a lot from your heart, don't you?
I do. I really do. I'm a softie. I say a lot of crap, but I'm a softie. I feel bad.
Oh, no. Okay, so I've noticed, and I think I've met most of your staff or most of your team, and they all seem to be that way.
They are.
So and that's because of you guys.
It's because of us. I have to admit, we are awesome bosses. We take great care of them, and they do a great job for us.
How do you teach them to be the way you are with your customers? Because I know all of them didn't come in like that.
No,
honey.
They didn't. I'm still working on Sadie. Sadie, you can watch this because I'm still working on you.
Oh, Lord.
She's still young. But no, we always have meetings. We always talk to them. And I always explain to them that if these people don't come in, I don't have a job. You don't have a job. She doesn't have a job. Nobody has a job. It's because of these people that we all have a job. If nobody comes in, guess what? They're paying you. I'm not paying you. I don't have any money. They're paying you. So I expect you to treat them and thank them and, like they deserve to be treated. That's our meeting conversations most of the time.
It seems like you go farther than that, though.
No, that's pretty much, I just tell them they're paying you, so you better step up your game.
Well, I hear that, and I'm not trying to argue with you here. I just know what I see. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's all that cut and dried and cold.
No, of course. They always we always give them bonuses for Christmas. We just went out of town and we wanted to close, but they were like, "Miss Anna, please don't close. Let us run the place. We promise to do great." And I'm so proud of them. They did great.
You should be.
So
you should be very proud of them.
Friday night to thank them. I told them to pick somewhere, but not too expensive, of course. They were like, "You can't tell us to pick and not too expensive." So yes, I can. So we're going to take them out Friday night to thank them. We treat them as part of our family.
Okay, that's what I was waiting to hear.
Everybody thinks they're our kids. Everybody thinks Sadie's my daughter because they'll be like, "Your daughter out there did a great job. She's doing great in the front." I'm like, "My daughter? Thank you. I did a great job raising her." But I don't say no. They are like our kids. And I appreciate them.
Tell me how do you teach them about handling difficult customers?
I don't honestly. I haven't taught them any of those. Sadie usually she's young, so she right away shuts down and will look for me and Ron right away. She's afraid to handle anybody or anything. So if somebody, a lot of people always tell her, "What? $3 for coffee?" And like they get angry for some of the prices or stuff, and she just right away. I see her. She goes like this, and then she just like looks at me or looks at Ron, and I'm like, Sadie, don't. Just turn around and say, yes, sir, it's $3. Would you like a cup of coffee or would you like something else instead? Don't be afraid. Do not put your head down and look for us right away. Be proud. Yes, it's $3. If you can afford an $8 coffee at Starbucks, you can afford a $3 coffee at Twin Yolk. There's no need to complain. It's just like this.
But look how well you've trained them that you could leave for what, 10 days?
Yes, we were gone for 10 days and they all did great.
I want to tell you, it's like you guys were there. Now, Ron tells me it's in my head, but I can tell when he's not cooking, and there's nothing wrong with the food. It's still good.
It's just different. Yes.
It's just different. But it was so to go from people that really didn't have any experience to walking into this.
Yes.
Come on, you've done a really good job.
We really have done a great job with Maria. And Maria also, it also depends on them, Miss Pat. They're fast learners. They're happy where they are. If they weren't happy with us and they didn't want to, they'll come in and bring, like Sadie ordered herself some reservation things so she can put on the table because we were writing it on a piece of paper. I'm like, why are you spending your money for us? Because this is my family and I want to help us out. It's a lot. Like that means a lot to me.
And I can hear some folks out here, and I'm probably going to get a couple of calls about, well, it must be nice, but boy, my team isn't like family.
No,
well,
they're family. They're amazing.
Well, here's the thing. I imagine the bigger it gets when you're talking, it's harder to have it be family. But doesn't that really boil down to the owners and
of course
and about how
we treat them and
the
how
culture,
we are with
the
them.
culture of the business.
Mm-hmm. It does. It really does.
So what's your biggest, and see, this is, I love this because what you're teaching here the same thing can happen in an office, in everywhere. It's just, it doesn't have to be just a restaurant.
Exactly.
How do you interview? How do you pick your people? Are you looking for something?
I'm honestly, when I interview people, I promise, Miss Pat, people showed up in pajamas. People showed up the appearance is important to me. I'm not saying they need to be dressed up in suits or anything like that. But when me and you come in for asking for a job, I expect you to at least to wear jeans or some kind of pants, not your pajamas.
For real, pajamas.
You know how many times people showed up in their pajamas? I told Ron, our generation is freaking screwed. When I had job interviews, I was nervous as hell. I would get up at 6 a.m., put makeup on, brush my hair, practice what I'm going to say 1,000 times. These kids roll out of bed and come to freaking job interview. And I'm like, no, you're not going to work for us.
Yeah,
and that's an automatic no for me.
What's your most frustrating part of your business?
Frustrating part of the business is working with my husband all day.
Oh, come on.
No, I honestly don't have much there's nothing that frustrates me that much. Besides having to pay bills every month.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, right?
That's part of it. But really, there's nothing that frustrates me that much. I guess we love what we do.
Well, that's key no matter what business you're in, I think. And then the frustrations just kind of go away.
Frustration is just like things happen sometimes that frustrate you in that moment, in that second, but then you get over it and move on to the next thing.
But you're choosing that. I want you to see that.
Yes, I choose that.
And I want our audience to see that, whether it's a restaurant business or a car wash.
You have to. If you don't, you'll go nuts, Miss Pat. You'll go nuts.
So it's about making choices.
Right. Definitely.
And it's about making choices in every instant. no
Right.
matter what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
How does this, or does it, how does this transfer then into your personal life in terms of, is it still the, like if you're a customer now, and
Mm-hmm.
do you think you're extra nice in other restaurants or extra?
I wouldn't say I'm extra nice. I'm like, for example, if I'm a customer and I go somewhere and I order something and it's not to my liking, I'm not nice enough to be like, oh, I don't, I complain basically. I'll be like,
Okay,
if
all
I'm
right.
paying you $20 for this dish, I want my eggs at least to be hot. You brought me eggs that are lukewarm. Who eats this crap? I guess my standards are a little high because I do this for a living every day and make sure everybody gets hot food and, so I expect the same thing when I go out and then I don't always get it. So,
Other than more customers, so we're going to take that one off the table. What is one thing you would like to change in your business?
one thing I would love to change for sure in my business is I really want to add a coffee bar. There's like other stuff that I want to add, and I feel like, it will help boost the business. It will help even more of the customers be happy. So, but I know I don't want to hire any more staff. We're good the way we are, but we are going to hire one more person, see how she does. But other than that, I think we're good.
So, beyond that, beyond a coffee bar or a dinner bar or any of that kind of stuff, looking more culture wise or more personal wise, I don't know exactly how to. What's something you would like different?
In our business,
Yeah.
I don't know. I never thought about that. Like, I don't have anything in mind that I would
Okay.
like different.
That's a
I feel
great.
like we're doing the best we can and the best.
What would you like more of?
What would I like more of? Of course, money. No, but besides, um, I honestly, I don't know. I never thought about that.
Oh, well, that's okay. That
Yeah,
tells me that things are probably pretty copacetic just the way they are.
yeah. I haven't really thought about what would I like more
Okay, I'm going to
of.
look at some of our notes here. Anything you would do differently that isn't where you'd like it to be?
Oh, there's plenty of that, but I don't stress about it. I do as I can.
Okay.
That's how I
Okay.
go. Like, if there's something that there's plenty because when we started this business, we literally built everything ourselves. So all our money and plus loans, everything we got into it. So yes, there's a lot of stuff I like to do differently, but that takes time and process.
Got it.
But I don't let it bother me. I work with what I have now, and then when I get there, I'll get there.
Say that again.
I don't let it bother me. I work with what I have now, and then I'll get there when I get there.
That's a really great philosophy to move forward with.
You have to, Miss Pat, or you'll go nuts. I can't sit and stress about getting a dishwasher. Guess what? You're eating on the paper plate right now until we get there. That's how we're going to work.
And from what I confessed earlier, I think I would be really disappointed if I came in
And there was no paper
and
plate.
there was no paper plates. No, it's part of the.
It's part of the ambiance.
It is. It is. It's crazy.
Right.
Because, like I said, I was one of those. I would never have walked in, which sounds really stupid now. But yeah, I don't know that. If you go to dinners, you may want to use something other than
Oh,
paper
of
plates.
course.
But
Dinners, of course. Yes. Eventually.
what's your favorite part
Of the restaurant business?
of what you get to do? What's your favorite?
My favorite part, I would say, I don't know, just being there every day, seeing everybody, working. I'm just grateful that we have a job. We can go to work and see everybody and be with everybody. That's about it. I don't have anything favorite, and I'm happy that I get to work with Ron all day, as much as he drives me nuts. But yeah,
Where'd you get this attitude?
I went through a lot in life, so I had to learn myself that to come out of those things by myself. I was raised by
Okay.
a mother who was an alcoholic, so
Oh wow.
it
Okay.
was a lot in my life. But I had to teach myself that I can't, I can't if I wanted to whine and cry and, oh, my life is hell, and I was going to be right there with her. I didn't want that life for me, so I had to learn to be strong.
A lot of the things that you're saying are just really great affirmations that I think all of us could use no matter what business we're in.
Right.
You know, we think it's so different if you're in different. Well, it's different, but not
that different.
Not that different.
Right.
What did you do before restaurants?
I worked. My first job was literally at Macy's. I worked at Macy's, cleaning clothes. You know, putting holiday season, putting this stuff away was a hot mess. But I did stuff like that. I never worked in a restaurant until I met Ron. And then I worked at a jewelry store, and I worked at a bank. So then when I met Ron, he was the restaurant guy. We bought a gas station together.
Oh, my Lord.
So in the gas station, we made a little food area. So in that area, we started making breakfast sandwiches and this and that.
Okay.
Then we sold the gas station and went into All-American. And then we did All-American for almost 14 years and then went into take a break and then came back to Twin Yolk. Yeah. No.
So I'm fascinated by just a little bit that you've shared, that you're on this end of it with
Yes.
such positivity. I love that.
I had to, Miss Pat. I really did have to. I had no choice.
I
had a choice.
Of course you did. You just made really
but
great
I chose
choices.
not to. I didn't
Exactly.
want to.
You just made really great choices. And so it really comes down to that, doesn't it? You know, we
It
can
really
do
does.
all the business strategies we want. We can plan.
It's a mind. It's all in your mind.
All right. So tell me what's in your mind. That's what I want to know.
It's in your mind. Like some people, you know, they wake up and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed today. It's crappy, blah, blah, blah. Or you can just wake up and be like, thank you, God, for another day. Let's go see what we're going to make happen today.
Okay. That's a good place to slow down here and ask you one more thing. What are 2 things that you would like our listeners to take away from this interview today? What are 2 things that you would really like them to know?
One, I know that running a business or running whatever, it could be very stressful, but it's on you at the end of the day. It's in your mind. It's in your head. Don't let it run you down. Just do what you can and move forward. Don't stress about it. Don't kill yourself about it. Because at the end of the day, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. All you could do is try your best.
Okay, I'm not even going to say anything about that. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
all you could do.
Where's
though.
your restaurant?
It's on 1630 South Church Street.
All right.
Unit
That's in
101.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right?
That's right.
Anna, thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Pat.
You've given some really enlightening thoughts and answers here. I love this. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your show. It was
Abs-
awesome.
So you're going to be nicer to me now?
I'm not promising.
You're
but
not
let's
positive. You're not promising anything, right?
No promises.
So that is Business Badass Revolution. And what this lady was talking about today is a revolution. I don't know any other restaurant that I've ever been in that has been this kind of culture, this kind of, they try. Okay.
try.
And it's also, you're not following any rules but your own.
Yes.
Now, I realize there's times you can't do that. Go back and really listen to this interview again. There are so many jewels, so many gems in the things that Anna had to say, and that really is a revolution. I will see you all next week on Business Badass Revolution. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Business Badass Revolution. Remember, as you're walking through your work week, being an entrepreneur shouldn't suck. Remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. And oh, by the way, leave us a 5-star review. See you next time.